Prosper log, show date 14/11/16. It's birthday day. You know whose birthday is today? This lovely young lady's. Ah, there she goes. Live long and prosper.
That was not a Klingon song.
The first birthday for the week I'm going to get to before anything else is my dear mother, Gail Riggs. Born today, actually, several years ago. Mom, happy birthday.
Thank you.
All right. Unofficial sponsor for the day, we're going to kick it over to Cat Sky. This gal was responsible in a 16-hour period of time for quadrupling my fan base on my Facebook page. Did you know that?
No, I did not.
She did. She did it.
Awesome.
It was all her. Cat,
Well,
for you.
Cat.
The Prosper salute.
Wait a minute. I'm supposed to practice before I do it.
You should practice. All right. Now, since I got a co-host, I got to double the beer. Got to double the beer intake. So for her, go shot top pumpkin wheat.
In the Hard Rock Tokyo glass.
In the Hard Rock Tokyo glass, 5.1% ABV. Pop it for her. Proper opening apparatus, proper technique. As was taught to me by my good friend Josh Baker over beer song of the day, 45-degree angle right into the glass.
Doesn't foam over the top that way.
Nope.
Awesome.
For me, go with Sam Adms Octoberfest. I think I've had this one before. Yep, 5.3% ABV. Do it again. I think the Shock Top did a better job, honestly.
Can't open a beer like that.
Well, I did it.
That one foams more than this one.
I probably don't have the right angle. Indianapolis Hard Rock glass. Well, cheers to y'all. Kapla! It's like saying the Klingon Empire. Pretty good. What do you think?
Not bad.
All right. Gonna hit it up with the first actual birthday on the list. Start with from the 8th, my friend Ashlee Batista.
Happy birthday, Ashlee.
Happy birthday, Ashlee. She's a friend of mine I knew in Germany.
Well, I'm sure she's younger than I am.
She's a Doctor Who nerd. Ashlee, my friend, happy birthday to you. We drink to you.
Happy birthday.
All right, next on the list. November 9th. Now, this is a guy I worked with in Germany. Zachary Bowles. Zach, how you doing, bud? How's life treating you? Everything going good at work for you? I hope so. Happy belated birthday to you. I'm sorry about your friend Nathan, about our friend Nathan I talked about last week. But hey, Zach, happy birthday, my friend. I drink to you.
Woo. Zach, happy birthday.
All right, next on the list, from November 10th. Now, this guy I actually know from here. Daniel, hold on to your hat, Galakak.
Daniel Galakak. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, my friend. He's a magic lover. He plays Magic with my neighbor Brooks.
Holy cow.
Yeah, that's a weird card game I never figured out. Dan, happy birthday to you.
Oops.
Just trying. All right, next on the list. This guy was born on Veterans Day.
Is he a veteran?
Not sure. I know I worked with him here, and I worked with him in Germany. I'm talking about Jojo Nicholas. Jojo, how you doing, buddy? How's life treating you?
Happy birthday, Jojo.
Happy birthday. I drink to you.
I'm trying to drink to you.
Just start drinking. All right, next on the list, November 12th. I worked with him in Germany. He is now a quivering anus. I'm talking about you, Kevin Lanier. Kevin, a big-time Cincinnati Bengals fan. You know, I got a lot of respect for the Bengals. Have you heard the story about Devin Still?
I do too.
Yeah, good stuff.
Yep.
Good stuff. To the Bengals, I give one of these. I also give one of these to you, Kevin. The Prosper Salute. And I drink to you on your birthday.
Happy birthday.
Also on November 12th, you might know her, Juli Proctor.
I do.
Juli, hope life's treating you well. I hear you and your husband Tim are retired now, or semi-retired. That's amazing. You two have done amazing work. Juli, happy birthday. Cheers and beers.
Cheers to crafts.
Cheers to crafts. Why not? This next guy I worked with, I worked with him in Germany. He's a Star Trek The Next Generation fan like I am. I'm talking about Dwayne Coffee. Dwayne, how you doing, bud? Is life treating you okay? I hope so. Man, happy belated birthday. I miss talking to you. Let's drink. All right. November 15th. Now, this gal, she actually gave me pointers on the show as far as, some parts of the format that I should do. Talking about you, Michelle Nix. She's the one that gave me the idea for the show date and calling it the Prosper Log and all that. She actually titled this show.
Awesome.
Michelle, probably one of my biggest fans. The Prosper salute to you. 2 of them. And we drink to you.
Happy birthday.
Next on the list. This gal I also worked with in Germany. She's a big old next generation nut too. I'm talking about you, Roz Stone. Roz, how you doing? I hope life's treating you well. Are you guys getting ready to move anytime soon, or are you staying put? I don't know. I can't remember. Hit me up. But in the meantime, happy belated.
Happy birthday.
And last but not least, this is a gal I actually met when I went sea trekking. Remember, did I tell you about that?
No. Sea trekking.
Yeah, that's when we put on the bubble and we walked on the bottom of the lake.
Yeah.
The thing you won't
remember
do.
That. No.
The thing you won't do. Daneen Kosa Holmes. Daneen, how's life treating you? Last count I had, you'd gone home for a little trip. But hey, I still remember you.
Happy
belated
birthday,
birthday.
Daneen.
All right, birthdays done. All right, let's move on. Let's extend some additional greetings, shall we? Let's give some love to your traveling companion, who's actually right over there. Hi, Brenda.
Hey, Brenda.
Gonna jump in real quick.
Hey.
That's her.
Hi.
Mom's
Having a blast.
having a blast. And so are we.
And she won't drink beer.
She won't drink beer, but we'll drink one for you.
Thank you
Happy
so
birthday.
To her. I'll salute you. With the wrong hand, I'll salute you. All right. I mentioned him earlier. Big rivalry going on today or tomorrow, depending on where you're at in football. I'll get to that later. But first, you got to give some love to Josh Baker over Beer and Song of the Day.
Yeah, Josh.
That
How to ya?
That goofball is responsible for this show in a way. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
It's his format, but it's my stuff.
Yeah.
Josh, to you, even though you're a Patriots fan,
Prosper.
the double Prosper salute, and I drink to you, jackass.
Hi.
Mom, you got anything you want to say, Josh?
You've got a little tiny package coming.
I'm glad she said coming.
Yep. And just enjoy. Have fun, and I look forward to it on Beer Song of the Day.
We actually sent it out yesterday, so keep your eyes peeled. All right, next up for shout-outs. Did I ever tell you about Kevin Sherman?
Who's Kevin Sherman?
Kevin Sherman is the guy that Josh and I worked with on Beer and Song of the Day. I also worked with him in England. Mm-hmm. He runs Kevin Itter's Booze and Metal Show.
Booze and Metal Show?
It's a show.
Is that a spin-off of Beer Song of the Day?
It is.
Prosper?
It is. Well,
Awesome.
actually, Kevin and I, our shows are spin-offs of Beer and Song of the Day.
Wow.
He does his, obviously, on metal, because he's more fluent than I am. Yeah, Kevin, thanks for having me as an official sponsor last week. I drink to you, and of course, the Prosper Salute. There we go. All right, and last but not least, another Colts fan I haven't met yet, but he's actually living up on mainland.
Okay, who's that?
Jesse Rubens.
Jesse Rubens?
Jesse Rubens.
Wow.
He's actually got me a pretty neat Ghostbusters mug coming from up at mainland.
Aw, cool.
I'll be sure to feature it on the show when I get it. Jesse, my friend, my brother, how's life treating you? Are you ready for the Colts to beat the Patriots tomorrow? I know I am. Prosper salute, and let's do this the right way.
Can I slow down on the beer?
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Uh-oh, empties the brain cells of the average Sequest
Open
fan.
another one.
Yep, I think I will. Which one are you going to want later? You want this one or this one?
Take the Henry.
Take the Henry. All right. Henry Weinhard's Woodland Pass IPA. 12 ounces. I don't see alcohol content on here.
5%. No,
That's
that's
5
5
cents.
cents. Sorry.
I'll figure it out later. Proper apparatus and technique.
Awesome.
That one sucked.
Yeah, but you still did it.
Yeah, I got it. Cheers to y'all. Kapla! As they say in the Klingon Empire. Alright. Real people. Done. Let's move on to... We got a Star Trek birthday from this past week.
Oh, who's that?
That would be one Robert Duncan McNeil.
Robert Duncan McNeil, who played...
He played Tom Paris on Star Trek Voyager.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. He turned 50 back on the 9th.
50.
50.
Catching up with me.
Half a century old. Or half a century young, however you want to look at it.
Yeah.
All right, you got the football picks.
I got the football pick.
Go.
All right.
Give me a little bit of a break.
Vikings and the Bears.
Hang on, these are the games that are being played today.
That would be Justin's pick, the Vikings. Mom's pick, the Vikings. Texans or the Browns. Justin goes with the Browns. Mom goes with the Texans.
I'm not rooting for another AFC South team. They're both teams, believe it or not, both teams they're kind of weird in the fact that they're not very consistent. Both teams are not consistent at all. But Cleveland's ahead in their division. I want to see that go. I would like to see Cleveland make it into the playoffs.
Good point. I hope they do.
Go for it.
Seahawks and Chiefs. Justin chooses the Chiefs. Mom thinks maybe the Seahawks might get them since they beat the Broncos.
Seahawks are a fraud.
Okay, we have Falcons and Panthers. I go with the Falcons, as does my son. Bengals and Saints. I go for the Bengals, really, but I think the Saints are going to get them. Justin goes with the Bengals.
What can I say? The Bengals are classy. The Saints are too inconsistent now. They're not as inconsistent, or the Bengals are not as inconsistent as the Saints.
Buccaneers and Redskins.
That we can't call them that anymore.
Well,
We'll refer to them as a team formerly known as the Redskins.
well, let's go with the Native Americans then.
That might actually piss off the Native Americans.
Well, anyway, we both go with Redskins.
Yeah, we're both picking the potatoes on that one.
Broncos and the Rams. Go Peyton. Go Broncos. We both go with the Broncos.
The Rams don't have a prayer.
Between the 49ers and the Giants, we both go with the 49ers.
We think the 49ers are going to win, but I'm rooting for the Giants.
Go. Raiders and Chargers. No, wait a minute. Giants is
Giants are Eli Manning's team.
That's what I thought. Well,
Yeah.
go Giants.
See, there it is.
Raiders and Chargers. We both go with the Chargers.
Raiders ain't going to do it. They're one of the notable Owens this year.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
No.
0-9.
Owens. Okay, Eagles and Packers. He's an Eagles. I'm a Packers.
We're split. I mean, yeah, the Packers have gotten lucky the last couple weeks. I don't think they have enough luck against the Eagles.
Lions and
Excuse me.
Cardinals. We both picked the Lions.
Megatron, Matt Stafford. What can you do?
On the 17th.
Nope. You forgot one.
Oh, I can't forget the Patriots and the Colts. We both go with the Colts.
Because anybody who can root for Tom, Giselle won't let me go to the Pro Bowl, and Eli's won more Super Bowl percentages than I have. Brady, I tell you what, they need an attitude adjuster. Here, drink some of this.
I sure will. Go Andrew, number 12.
Not just him, I'm saying go Colts too. Come
I
on.
know, go Colts. They work good together though. They're a team.
They do.
November 17th, we have the Steelers and the Titans. Steelers, Titans.
Yeah, I'm not rooting for Tennessee. They're a joke.
Do I do this one?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, for the bye, Dallas, Jets, Jags, and Ravens.
Yep, they ain't playing this week.
Okay, November 20th, we have the Chiefs and the Raiders. We both picked the Chiefs.
Yep, it's like I said, 0-9.
Okay.
All right. Thanks for the football picks.
Awesome.
All right, now let me drink some beer.
I'll pretend like I did.
All right. You know you're gonna finish that before the show's over, right?
Well, we may be here a while then.
No, I'm in the show as soon as I'm done. All right. Anyway, this week's featured episode on Prosper, I jumped ahead a little bit for the birthday girl. I jumped ahead a little bit. Her favorite Star Trek character is Worf. So Michael Dorn, the legend. You know, he has appeared in more Star Trek than anybody.
He's awesome. He truly is an awesome actor.
7 seasons of Next Generation, 4 seasons of Deep Space Nine, and 5 movies.
Gosh.
Yep, it's
Good
him.
Lieutenant Worf.
That's him. That's right.
I'll drink to Michael Dorn.
What the hell? Ooh, you gotta be careful. I thought the glasses were gone on that one. All right. Because Mom likes Michael Dorn, Lieutenant Worf, I had to go with a Next Generation episode for this week's pick. Now I put it out on the page saying, I'm going to go in order on everything. But hey, it's the birthday girl. You got to do what you got to do. This week's episode was Sins of the Father. Mm-hmm. Excuse me.
And that is the episode where Michael Dorn, Worf, found out he had a brother after he didn't know he had any brothers. He was told he didn't have any other siblings.
Go
Go ahead.
Basically, the way it worked out was his brother, Kern, came aboard the Enterprise under the ruse of the officer exchange program to get to Worf in order to let him know, hey, the allegation has been made that our family was responsible for the massacre at Kittimer.
Correct.
Kern managed to get Worf convinced, and who convinced Captain Picard to take the Enterprise to the Klingon homeworld in order to answer for the charge. Basically, for those of you that don't know, spoiler alert, it turns out that Duras' father, Gerard, is actually responsible for the massacre at Kittimer. It was his codes that were used against the Klingon colony in which it was massacred. In the end of the episode, Worf ends up accepting this commendation and is shunned by the Klingon Empire.
But that was secret behind closed doors.
Yeah.
All of the information that was brought forward
That's right.
to try to free his father,
That's right.
try to protect his honor, was to be kept behind the main doors.
That's right. Only Chancellor Kempek, Duras, Worf, and Captain Picard actually knew it was Duras' father. Everybody else still thinks it was Moog,
Yep.
son of Worf. Yeah. Worf's grandfather, played by Michael Dorn in Star Trek VI: The Undiscovered Country, was Worf. That was his name.
Gosh.
Colonel Worf. He defended Kirk and Bones in the Klingon court.
Not hard.
We're going to stop doing that. All right. Let us go behind the scenes, shall we? Ronald D. Moore recalled, I was in love with Sins of the Father, and I fought for it when there was some question about which way we were going to go with it. I really like the fact that Worf took it on the chin for that episode. It said he was willing to stand up and do the right thing for his people, even if they weren't going to do the right thing for him. Patrick and I were at the Saturn Awards together, and he made a really good suggestion. When Worf is asking Picard to be his Chadich, Picard originally says a single Klingon word, but Patrick thought it would be nice if Picard knew the whole line of ritual. At that time, there wasn't a formal ritual, and there wasn't one for Kern either, so I went back and wrote a line for him to say in Klingon, and I tied it into Picard. I think he actually ended up using that line for Kern, too. Alright, move on. Director Les Landau recalled, here was an opportunity to explore the Klingon world in depth from beginning to end. Meaning that Ron Moore came up with a wonderful story with Richard James, the art director, and Jim Mees, the set director, had to visualize in terms of set design and set decoration. Additionally, to which Marvin Rush, the cameraman, had to conceptually find a visual representation of what the Klingon world was all about. I think all three of those gentlemen accomplished that task totally. Bless you. In fact, Richard and Jim went on to win Emmy Awards for that episode, which I'm very proud of. Marvin's work speaks for itself. It was visually one of the most dynamic episodes ever done. It looks like a feature film. There were long, detailed conversations about how, conceptually, we should deal with them.
Oh, wait. I'll catch up.
Ultimately, Rick Berman gave the final approval for each and every one of the ideas and details. And we showed a world that was heretofore never seen before, and which the audience craves to see more of. Ooh, I probably should have taken this out. I was never one of the original Star Trek fans, however. My attitude is, and always will be, to never see what has come before, but to go where none have before, and visualize what is in my thinking and mind, and to what the visual should be, which is dictated by the storyline. Holy crap, Landau was a windbag.
Yes, he was.
I'm still not done with this quote either. We must always come back to the worlds and what the story is, because without it, we have nothing to tell. After all, film and episodic television is nothing if not telling a story. Les Landau, I love you. You do good work, but you're a frickin' windbag.
Okay. As an in-joke, the captain of the USS Intrepid, sorry. Yeah, I guess it is named Drew Deegan. Yep. As a monitor screen, after the writer who submitted the spec script upon which the episode was based, Star Trek: The Next Generation Companion, 2nd edition.
The design of the Klingon Great Hall and other sets in the episode won an Emmy Award for Best Art Direction for Star Trek: The Next Generation production designer Richard James, which I already mentioned. The exterior of the Great Hall and the surrounding First City was a matte painting created by Sid Dutton at Illusion Arts. The Great Hall in this episode was built off the quite large Tangua 4 research station set that was built for a matter of perspective earlier in the third season. That was a good episode too. Among the items sold off in the It's a Wrap sale and auction on eBay was a Klingon assassin's knife seen in this episode. This episode refers to Will Riker's service on the IKS Pach and other events from A Matter of Honor. It also sets up several future themes, such as the House of Duras and the underpinnings of the Klingon Civil War. That's what I was telling you about earlier before we started. Tony Todd makes his first appearance as Kern in this episode. He reprises the role in Redemption 2, and the Star Trek Deep Space Nine episode Sons of Moog, all of which were good episodes. Duras and his father, Gerard, are descendants of the 22nd century Klingon warrior, Duras, who appeared in the Enterprise episodes Judgment and The Expanse. See what I was saying about Worf?
Yeah.
They did it with him, too. Where am I at? All right.
The over-the-shoulder cloak.
The over-the-shoulder cloak with the medals that Kim Peck wore as High Council leader was the same cloak General Cord wore in Star Trek V, The Final Frontier. Both roles were played by Charles Cooper. I also call that movie Star Trek V, The Death of a Franchise.
The captain's dining room is seen for the first time, which appears to be the redress of the observation lounge set.
Kahless tells Picard that Moog was loyal to the Emperor. However, Rightful Heir will later establish that the Klingons haven't had an Emperor in 300 years. Thus, we must assume that Kahless was abstractly referring to the Emperor Kahless and his guiding principles for all Klingons. You know, kind of like Jesus Christ, God in the Bible.
Yeah.
This is the only episode where Duras' father, Gerard, is actually named. Picard refers to the Klingon state as the Klingon Imperial Empire, a redundant designation which was never used again. I figured if Picard, of all people, Picard would have caught that. Oh well. On the medical file for Kahless, Dr. Beverly Crusher reads that she was treated at Starbase 24. However, the Okudagram reads Starbase 23. Sounds like somebody didn't have all their ducks in a row. Excuse me. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, bless you.
This is the first episode where we learn Dr. Crusher's middle name. Entertainment Weekly ranked this episode number 7 in their list of top 10 episodes to celebrate the 20th anniversary of Star Trek The Next Generation.
Next Generation.
Hey, good choice. This episode won an Emmy for outstanding art direction for a series. Again.
Awesome.
I need to do a better job of trimming this. Michael Pillar commented, it was complicated because we were combining characters and scripts, trying to put together a war story we liked. Excuse me.
Bless you.
I think we came out of it fairly well with a good show. Moore remarked, I thought Tony Todd did a wonderful job as Worf's brother. I was kind of worried because there's always that hesitation when you're bringing in other family members no one else has ever seen. Half the audience is ready to throw things at the screen and you're thinking, this better work. I was there when he stepped on the stage and made it his own. We're getting there, folks. We're getting there. He's kind of a windbag, too. Moore saw this episode as a turning point. Oh, okay, this is a good one. As a turning point towards more continuing story arcs on The Next Generation. He commented, the biggest decision on this show was the ending, where Worf takes him on the chin and decides to accept his dishonor, even though he knows it's a lie, but he does it for the greater glory of the Empire, and he walks out the door. And it ends with a sense of, oh my God, this has changed Worf forever, and what's going to happen to him next? And what that did to the franchise overall was it suddenly said there's a continuing story here. As soon as Worf walks out the door with his dishonor, it demands a follow-up. And that's why we eventually came back to reunion and redemption, and on and on and on. All the Worf stories spring from that moment, and also opened up the whole franchise to the idea that maybe we can do continuing stories. It was really a pivotal moment looking back on how we structured The Next Generation.
Michael Dorn observed there was a lot more involved in it than the writers realized. Things that have to do with the kingdom, loyalty, and honor.
Klingon loyalty.
Oh, Klingon. Sorry, it looked like kingdom. I have to have bifocals, folks. I'm sorry. They didn't give it its due. You look at Worf in a different light. And I've played him in a different light since that episode. This is not something they have come up with. I'm doing this on my own. Hey, it's their fault. They wrote it. So now I'm going to carry on with it.
Good man. All right, and finally, the book Star Trek 101 by Terry J. Erdman and Paula M. Block lists this episode as one of the 10 essential episodes from Star Trek The Next Generation.
Amen.
Amen. Well, it's that time. It's time to close the show. You got anything you want to say?
Time to close the show.
Time to
Happy
close the show.
birthday to everyone that has an upcoming birthday and a past birthday for this month.
Okay.
And I'm sure you're not as old as I am. And you will catch up with me someday. So, live long and prosper from Mom. Cheers.
Very well put.
Okay.
All right.
This week, may you boldly go where you have never gone before. To you, my dear son, do the same.
Thank you. I will. In order to get that, I need some fuel. So let's finish these beers.
Oh, gosh. Here goes.
There you go. Took it like a champ. Empties the brain cells of the average Sequest fan.
Happy birthday.
All right, now, folks, you know what time it is, right? It's time to head out. So everybody, take care. Have an awesome night or day. Don't do anything I wouldn't do, and if you do, name it after me. Don't drink and drive because, well, you might spill your drink. But more importantly, you might kill yourself or somebody else. Drinking and driving is dumber than being a Sequest fan. And what's dumber than that is rooting for little crybabies like Tom. Giselle won't let me go to the Pro Bowl, and Eli's beat me in the last 2 Super Bowls. I've only won 3 out of the 6, and he's won every single Super Bowl he's gone to.
Too bad, Tom Brady.
Brady,
Get tougher.
men slapping women, racism, animal abuse, fake friends, people who welch on bets, or anyone who is a member of, supports, or defends Westboro Baptist Church. Things like that are just plain stupid. I ain't got time for that kind of stuff.
But in my defense, he is quite handsome, but I don't like the way he plays ball.
What are you talking about?
Tom Brady.
Little crybaby. All right, so it's time to head out. Y'all have an awesome night or day. And, as always, live long and prosper.
Prosper.